Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the HLA fan. I am back today with a brand new video. I had decided to take a break from editing videos and to start doing more of my I can't stand my couples videos. So that way I can get to the other two categories. But I've already written down my list of couples that I can't stand. That way you guys know that I'm not just randomly saying couples. But today I have a couple that I'm going to talk about that I just feel like I don't despise them, just them together mentally frustrated me, and I honestly just couldn't stand them together because it was just never going to work between them. And a couple that I'm talking about is Brooke and Lucas from One Tree Hill. A lot of fans think they should have been in game. Me personally, I didn't see it lasting. I didn't really see it lasting from the first season, and maybe because a lot of that has a lot to do with the whole thing about Lucas still having some unsolved feelings for Peyton. And I will admit that the way that him and Peyton went for each other was totally wrong. He was with Brooke. Brooke is her best friend. And I get that. I definitely think it was terribly wrong how they did Brooke in season one. But what I will give Brooke and Lucas is that they do have really good chemistry. I do think they have cute moments. I just don't think they were compatible together. And I feel like the biggest reason why they were never going to be compatible is because Brooke was still stuck in the past. I still think Brooke was stuck in the past, and I still feel like she had a lot of insecurities that she needed to. I still feel like she had a lot of working on herself that she needed to do, and she blamed a lot of her insecurities, a lot of her shortcomings on Lucas, and to me that shit just was not fair. Like I feel like every time there was a past stuck in a relationship, she just instantly blamed it on Lucas. Not enough attention, Lucas. Not loving me enough, Lucas. Just Lucas. Everything was his fault. Everything was his fault. And I feel like Lucas is season 3 specifically. I feel like he went through a lot of shit just to be with Brooke. The whole Fantasy Boy draft, the fling, her swim with Chris Keller, the note situation. Oh, like it was just so much shit. It was just so much shit he had to go through with Brooke. And then the ice on the cake for me was that she held a kiss against him, but he didn't hold when she slept with Chris Keller against her. He told her that I forgave you when you slept with Chris Keller, which I think is a even bigger deal than kissing your best friend. In my opinion, kissing Peyton in a time of where she felt like she was dying, like you couldn't have let that go. Like I instantly would have let that go. If my best friend was dying and she kissed my boyfriend, I would have easily gotten over that. How can I be so petty and just be like, no, she kissed you anyway, even though she was shot in the leg? Like that's just so petty. Like I honestly feel like Brooke was being a little bit too petty for me. I think she was being a little bit too whiny a little bit in season 3. Like I love Brooke. I think she's the best female. I think out of the three, she's probably the best female character written out of all three of them. I feel like there was a lot more for Peyton, but Hillary left the show so early. So early. And I think Haley had a lot of good development. Like she was already a complex character. Brooke just needed to get a little bit more. Like she was already complex. She just needed a little bit more of seasoning to finish the piece of the puzzle. But I feel like there was a lot more for Peyton if she would have stayed. But I digress. That's either here or there. But I just feel like Brooke. I just feel like a lot of the reason why they were never gonna work or become strong was because she was too stuck in the past. His feelings for Peyton really, really got inside her head. Like she didn't want them to be friends. Like he cared about Peyton. Like yes, he might have had feelings for Peyton in season 1, but like the writers never picked up on that until season 3, when Peyton realized that Lucas was the one all this time. Like, come on, who's gonna love you more? Who's gonna care about you more? Lucas, duh. But I don't know. I just don't understand why she just had to blame everything on him. That whole season 3 wedding fight that they had when she was going through the purse, that fight really irritates me. The fact that the writers trying to make Lucas like this big bad guy and just make Brooke look like this innocent flower, it just doesn't sit right to me. Like I honestly feel like Brooke is not as innocent. She tries to see him in their relationship. I feel like a lot of situations were easily her fault. The fact that she never really trusted Lucas like he trusted her. The fact that she was never able to get over the shit that him and Peyton did in season 1. Like she was just, I feel like there were a lot of things that she was holding on to that she just wasn't really over, and she lied about saying she was over it, but she wasn't really over it. And that's why the relationship never worked. That's why they were never in game. And honestly, I feel like if they would have made them in game, that would have been so fucking forced. Because they did not have a relationship to be in game. Like, they didn't. Like, maybe. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, well, maybe after they broke up in season 4, them going back to each other in, let's say, let's say if him and Peyton never got together, okay? Let's say him and Peyton they got together in season 4, and then we open up in the time jump, and they don't make Lucas and Peyton get back together. They do something with him and Brooke. Let's say him and Brooke finally matured, and let's see if Brooke can actually get over that shit. Maybe I would have accepted it, but since it didn't happen that way, I'm totally fine with how things turned out. I think him and Brooke made a lot more sense as friends anyway than as partners, because when they were friends, the chemistry was still there. They supported each other a little bit better than they did when they were a couple, and it just seemed like they were just meant to be friends all along. Like, it should have had never been a relationship. But I can understand fans feeling like it was short-lived, because there are a lot of couples I feel like who was short-lived too, and we could have seen a hell of a lot more. But this couple, Brooke and Lucas, they just weren't it for me. I'm sorry. I'm not a Brooke's fan, not a Brooke's shipper. I never was a Brooke's shipper. I do think they had chemistry. Their relationship just did not do it for me. So that's my rant on couples I can't stand, Brooke and Lucas. Please do not hate me for expressing how I feel about this. This is my opinion. If any Brooke shippers who subscribe to this channel want to do a response videos to this, please convince me why this relationship was meant to be in game, because there has not been one Brooke shipper that can convince me why they deserved it so much. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I have 2 more videos to upload about couples I can't stand, so please look out for those videos pretty soon.